Welcome to Vision Paranormal. In our second episode, we are going to Grovely Woods, where our team will investigate this haunted location. When the team arrived, Paul immediately felt very uncomfortable. Ray felt sick, and Paul felt an array of bizarre sensations in his stomach. He was overwhelmed with discomfort.
Somebody's trying to make me be very tearful and so on, but it's just it's a really sort of sad feeling. I'm not sure whether I've been crushed between something while I've been upright, or I'm led down and I've been crushed. But I feel like it's coming in from the sides, it's not coming from the front. The stomach feeling sort of backed off a little bit now. But there's all sorts of weird and wonderful aches and pains here and there, like in my arm and what have you, hurting at the moment. But so, I'm just trying to I'm still trying to sort of get used to the area and what have you.
Paul felt uneasy on his approach to one of the trees.
It just feels like through the trees through there, between that, it just feels like there's some children and women, but I can't see any male energies. They seem to be looking behind them, and some are running and some are sort of walking fast. But I really don't know why. It just felt very heavy and very emotional. See, again, I can feel that in my chest again now, of real sort of low feeling. But through the trees there, I don't know whether there's a natural sort of walkway or something, but there's this feeling of people moving through there, but looking that way. And it's almost like they're sort of, if I sort of almost reenact it, they're sort of doing that and moving quite quickly, not running, almost sort of like a jog perhaps, but it seems to be through there. I want to try and sort of move that away a little bit if I can, just to sort of see if I can focus and concentrate on that. The branch looks too high, but I swear I've just seen 2 or 3 bodies hanging. It's almost like I feel like I'm intruding on something. But they look very close together. But it's funny, now I've come here, I can't see them, but I'm aware of them being there. It's like I've just walked through some sort of structure. I do feel like I'm within something. It feels more natural than anything else, but I do feel like I'm within the confines of something.
Everything would have been cleared 200-300 yards off the road, so they couldn't be ambushed.
But they looked like they were quite close together. The actual branch is really high, which I'm a bit sort of...
Did you actually see them?
I saw was 3 separate.
So you saw them as you would see one of us.
Sort of, yeah, but more in my mind's eye.
Okay.
But again, more memory, not spirit.
Yeah.
It was more sort of a third eye sort of projection type thing, if you like. So,
when we first arrived here, you said you felt this sort of feeling.
Yeah.
Could you possibly describe that feeling? I mean, could you say, is it what kind of sensation it could be, or
it
what
felt
it felt like?
It felt like everything inside my stomach had been moved. Oh, well, it says my stomach. I mean, my intestinal area and all that lot, all the soft stuff down there felt like it had been moved around. It didn't feel like it was mine. It still does. In fact, as I'm talking about it now, it feels like I could have been disemboweled, I suppose.
We were having a walk round. There was Wayne, myself and Sam, and we got to the first place where Anthony took us, and I felt physically sick. I had to stop myself from actually being sick.
It's like having sort of 3 or 4 different sort of frequencies trying to get you at the same time, and I'm trying to find that that feel that each individual ones, and that's right. Just feel like I've been stabbed in the back. But hopefully I'm not going to bawl like a baby. So I'm going to do.
If you do,
you just have to go with it.
It's just,
I will try. I'm not going to do it on purpose, please.
No, I know that.
Try and sort of fight it off, to be honest. The way they were running was sort of through here. I don't think that tree could have been there, because it looked like adult females and, I don't know, 15, 16 kids perhaps, varying. And when I came back here, as I come back here, the emotion is just Oh, it really is. The bit I saw, what they've done, they've allowed me to see that part, but that part was further that way, the slowing down part. So the actual bit is here somewhere, but it's down that way, but I'm not sure where yet. To me, it feels like it's a lot of blood and gore sort of thing going on. This bit through here was some sort of walkway, or you know, not necessarily road, but just that sort of, you know, movement. Sort of, people could move along this bit. I just feel like I'm walking into a load of just boatloads and boatloads of energy. It just, it's really taken out of me. It's like, it's almost like I'm walking in almost some sort of force field, or you know what I mean? I just feel this sort of, it feels like gloop almost as I'm walking into it. It feels like I'm really struggling to breathe and everything, but it's more to do with energy. It's not, I don't feel it's spirit based, I don't think. I'm not sure at what point somebody's heard things, because obviously this is, you know, private wood or whatever, but I do get the feeling of people hearing crying and I'm going to say movement.
Sam's been feeling most of the evening that there's been
someone watching behind, but it's not like a frightened, you know, like when you frighten yourself. Well, this one behind me, but I don't feel frightened by them. I can smell
bread.
Toast.
I can smell toast.
Toast.
Paul,
Can you come here very quickly?
the ones when I've seen it, looking at it again, they look like they're wrapped in something. The whole body's wrapped in something, almost like mummified, if you like, in that respect.
Okay.
But, and I'm over here, they're further apart, but I can still see three. As I walked around the corner, I felt sick, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to look up, because I think but I want to walk over there and see if I can see them again over there. On the approach, it was like, there was a little bit of apprehension, to be honest, I suppose, now thinking about it, back on it. But there was a definite feeling of sensations of things happening in my stomach. I now recognise it as being almost like disemboweled.
Initially, when we approached this place, I didn't feel anything at all. When we actually got out of the car and we were walking around with Anthony to the first tree, that's when I felt very nauseous in the pit of my stomach around one particular tree. But then when we moved out of the area, completely fine.
There's like a spike in the energy. So when something like that happens, it takes that energy on. The area would take that energy on, the ground, the trees, and so on and so forth. Every so often, that energy it sort of seeps out. It builds up, the energy builds up, and then somebody may see something. Up
till now, we've done sort of indoor locations. Obviously, we've had security of the four walls, and we've never ever done an outside investigation. So today, like now, I find personally as a team, this is quite challenging because we're not using any sort of electric equipment. We're just using our senses.
I caught the sight of almost like a memory playing of these children and these women sort of running away and looking over the shoulder.
He's picked up on some things, you know, various things that could be pretty much confirmed, but I just think he's actually scratching the surface with this place. I think if he either came back or we spent more time here, I think he would sort of unearth more facts.
There were times when you felt like people were kind of behind you, or someone was behind watching, or but not in a frightening way. It wasn't scary. Also, when we was between the two trees where the sisters are buried, it felt very safe and protected in there. And I was quite happy. I could have quite happily stayed there on my own. Coming out of it towards the others, it started to feel different.
From when we arrived and when we were walking around, Sam kept looking sort of behind her as if she was seeing sort of almost if someone was peeking through trees and she was seeing shadows.
It was quite short. And she dashed in front, and then we sort of waited and looked again, but didn't see anything else.
Grovely Woods hides the secret that lies beyond the carpet of warm autumn leaves. There is a story that dates back to 1737, when a violent outbreak of smallpox began in Wilton. 136 people died that day. The Hansel sisters were 4 Danish immigrants who were blamed for this outbreak. It wasn't long before the locals accused them of being in league with the devil. They were brought to these woods where they were murdered and buried by the side of the Roman road. No trial took place for those sisters. Since that day, trees grew on their graves. Some say they were planted, others say that they mysteriously sprang up themselves. Paul was accurate with some information he managed to pick up. But there is a lot more going on in these woods than meets the eye. Next time our team will go to Salisbury train station to see what they can unveil.